I'm not going to lie. I sound a bit different today. That's because I just woke up. So if you think I sound a bit like Jeremy Irons or somebody or other, that's the reason why. Anyway, I thought I may as well give you a bit of a book review. I know I promised it at the end of last week, but I had to ruminate on this certain book and such, let it steam in my mind a little. So you're going to be getting it at a later date, but here it is nonetheless. This is the very first book review on this channel, and as you can see, I decided to put up the shade, just I suppose for a change, but I hate the light because I'm a vampire. No, I'm joking. But today's book review is of, if you can see, let me get back a little further. Anyway, it's Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. And I'm sure most of you have heard of this book. It's very famous in the literary circles, specifically in high school literature. And I finally got around to reading it. I was never assigned the book throughout all my years of school, so I never really was compelled to read it. But I came about reading it because my brother and I were on a hike, and we're discussing all sorts of things. We came to the topic of Jorge Luis Borges, and he asked me if that's very similar to The Alchemist, and I said, I'm not sure, I've never read it. And he said, no, I've never read it either. So we decided to do a book club on it, and I read it. So, the basic plot of this book, as far as I can tell, is it's about a young shepherd boy by the name of Santiago, who is very discontented with his life as a shepherd, and thinks that, he could perhaps be doing something more. He's told from a dream he has that there's a treasure that he would find in the pyramids of Egypt. So he leaves his home country of Spain on a boat to Africa, and in there he meets thieves, merchants, Englishmen, Arabs, all sorts of people, women of the desert, who help him on his journey to find this sort of treasure of his. I'm not going to say what the treasure is. You could find that out for yourselves, but anyway, the book in itself, this book here, The Alchemist, is kind of, I suppose, a metaphor for how you're supposed to lay out your life. The act of alchemy in the book, as in, you would mix lead and sulfur, lead and some other metal, to make gold in order to find the perfect metal. That's essentially trying to find, you do certain things or other to try and find the gold in your life. And I guess the main message is, if you want something, the whole universe would conspire to help you achieve that goal. And I found this very insightful, because I know I want many things. I want to have my work published. I want maybe to go back to either Britain or New Zealand. I want closure. So, really, This is a very hopeful book and a very good one. I thought so, at least. I read it in about 3 days. It's not that long of a book. It's about 170 pages long. But as you can see, the font is quite large. And there's not a lot on every page. So you could get through it potentially in about 3 hours. Because I read every 50 pages an hour at a time each day. And, finished it. My brother's not finished it, though, so we'll see what happens there. Anyway, I give this book, I suppose I don't have really an established rating system yet, but I guess I would give this book maybe a 4 out of 5 stars, just because it was very inspiring and motivational and whatnot. It says that on the back here, it's as memorable and meaningful as Saint-Exupéry's The Little Prince. I actually read The Little Prince, and I thought there was hardly anything there. This in itself is more memorable, I think. I don't know what other people would say, but anyway, that's the first book review that I have for this channel. Once again, sorry for the delay. I'll hopefully have another book review up sometime or other, next week maybe, and I don't know what I'm going to read next, so we'll see. And you have a good day.